Oktoberfest. Is it worth it?
My only regret is that I have never been to Germany for Oktoberfest. So I will have to come back, and I suspect it's more fun when you're not president.
If it's good enough for the former US president, it's good enough for you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy everything you need to know for the world's biggest fair, Oktoberfest. There are timestamps in the description below for each section of this video. And now we start with the basics. Facts and figures. Oktoberfest in numbers. Oktoberfest is set on the so-called Theresienwiese, which is in the west of Munich. The Theresienwiese is 104 acres large and the Oktoberfest area takes up about 85 acres. There you can find 146 gastronomy services, like 17 big tents, 29 sausage grills or even 5 cafes. 231 market stalls, including 102 ice cream and candy stands. And of course 167 fairground attractions. For example, 31 shooting galleries, 5 roller coasters or 4 haunted houses. In 2018, Oktoberfest counted 6.3 million visitors who drank 7.9 million steins of beer. That'll be about 267,130,779 fluid ounces. Oktoberfest starts on Saturday after the 15th of September and ends on the first Sunday in October. When the 1st or the 2nd of October is a Sunday, then Oktoberfest will end at the 3rd of October, which is a holiday in Germany, Tag der Deutschen Einheit, Day of Unity. So, Oktoberfest takes place a minimum of 16 days and a maximum of 18 days. According to this rule, in 2019, from September 21st to October 6th. 2020, from September 19th to October 4th. But why on earth is a fair called Oktoberfest set in September? This brings us to, once upon a time, the history of Oktoberfest. It all started with the wedding of Crown Prince Ludwig and Princess Therese, so Louis and Teresa if you will, which took place on October 12, 1810. A young sergeant had the idea, let's have a horse race to honor the bride and groom. King Max said, well, that is a good idea. And so on October 17, 1810, said horse race took place and the first Oktoberfest in history was born. It was set on a field next to Munich and later that field was called Theresienwiese, Field of Therese, to honor the bride. That's why locals often call the Oktoberfest Wiesen, short for Theresienwiese. As time went by, the people who celebrated the wedding thought that festival in October was actually kinda great. We should do it again. Yeah, but we don't have another wedding to celebrate. What to do? I got it! Breeding cattle exhibition. Perfect! And so the next Oktoberfest took place and so on and so on. Throughout the years it grew bigger and bigger with merry-go-rounds, swing carousels, sausage stands, till the bestest idea of them all occurred in 1818. Let's draft beer. We will hear more about the special Oktoberfest beers later in this video. Oktoberfest has taken place every year since then, with some exceptions mostly during the wars. Since 1872 it has been held in September, mostly because the weather is simply often better than in October. What to wear? Tracht for the win? The traditional Bavarian attire, called Tracht, was never the typical gear for Oktoberfest. The dress called Dirndl was invented in the late 19th century as cheap work clothing for women. Around 1930, people from the city discovered that dress and thought, with some nice accessories, that could be a fancy outfit. Wearing Tracht for Oktoberfest wasn't actually common until the early 2000s. Before that, people went there wearing regular street clothing. A short style guide, Dirndl and Lederhosen shouldn't be shorter than knee length. And please do not buy any cheap shit at the central station. You'll only make a fool out of yourself. When you see a woman wearing a dirndl, you may pay attention how she's tied her bow because it can tell you about her relationship status. From her point of view, on the right side, in a relationship. On the left side, single. In the middle, none of your business. On the back, widow, waitress, or child. And yes, if you are going to wear traditional Bavarian attire, you will have to wear traditional shoes too. For Lederhosen, it will be so-called Haferlschuhe, and do not forget the matching socks. For a dirndl, you will need Tracht shoes with block heels. No sneakers, no other boots. I'm sorry. Phew, that was quite a mouthful. I think I need a sip of what you are going to Oktoberfest for in the first place. Beer! Oktoberfest beer! Cheers emoji! Only breweries that brew their beer in Munich with Munich water are allowed on Oktoberfest, so they all have their own deep wells. On Oktoberfest you can therefore find Augustiner, Hack-Abschor, Löwenbräu, Paulaner, Spaten and Hofbräu. Which is the best? You might have to try for yourself, but beware, all Oktoberfest beers are stronger than normal lagers, between 5.8 and 6.4% alcohol. And it's served in a Mass, a 1 liter mug or stein, which is about 34 fluid ounces. And it costs between 10 euros and 80 cents and 11 euros and 80 cents. Tip not included. Good to know. Service Oktoberfest. When you go to Oktoberfest, you should not bring a large bag or a backpack, because only small ones are allowed, and there are security guards who will check that at the entrances. Also, do not bring anything that could be used as a weapon, and no glass bottles, please. Strollers are allowed till 6 p.m, except on Saturdays and on October 3rd. On those days, they aren't allowed at all. There are storage possibilities, but it costs money and it might take you a while to get your bag back afterwards. Speaking of opening hours, the tents and the area are open from 10 a.m. till 11:30 p.m. Last call is at 10:30 p.m. On the weekends and on October 3rd, it will already be open at 9 in the morning. From the Munich city center, it is just a short commute to the Oktoberfest area. What to do without a reservation? A quarter of the seats in the tents cannot be reserved, so it's first come, first serve. But a lot of tents have seats outside as well, in a beer garden type of thing, which is actually kind of nice. You should definitely bring cash, because even if the entrance is free, you might want to eat and drink something. And I already told you that a stein beer is more than 10 euros, so do the math. Oh, and when I say bring cash, I mean hard cash. Finally, when you find yourself sitting at a table with locals, there is a typical Bavarian greeting to start the conversation. Mr. President.
Grüß Gott.
Are you going to Oktoberfest this year? Leave a comment below. Or is there anything else you want to know? Just ask. I know it doesn't make any sense to subscribe to this channel cause it's in German, but a like doesn't know no language, right? Also, there is a video of a colleague of mine who tried to stay sober at Oktoberfest, and it will get you a pretty good impression of what Oktoberfest is like. Thank you very much, and I'll see you around.